The first swim did not go that well.
No, yeah.
Okay guys, so who was it that said?
Clayton Williams.
Okay Clayton, you want to see some monitors? We're not going to disappoint you or any other of the viewers, are we?
No, we're not. We're going to do that today.
Okay, so we're going to make it happen. Let's go get some.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we bringing out right now?
What are we bringing out? I hear that you own a Savannah Monitor.
Yes, I do.
What's its name?
He doesn't have a name yet.
We got a job, you guys.
You know how hard it is to name some pets? Sometimes you're like, I feel like I want to give him a name, but it's just not like sticking.
Okay, you guys, so here's the deal. She's going to put a picture right now.
Yeah, I'll put a picture.
Of her monitor, and we're going to name it. I'm going to let you go ahead and show everybody Savannah Monitor.
Yeah, perfect. So chubby. I feel like in general, they're like pretty chubby. Ours is chubby too. They love to eat, but he's very tame. Ours is about half the size of this, and he eats like turkey balls, crickets, little
You guys are going to name them here in a minute.
So is this a boy or a girl? Okay,
well, so now Savannah Monitors, you can kind of tell when they got kind of a big, heavy head, it's a boy. And this should be a boy, that might be a girl.
Yeah.
But also you can tell there's bulges down here. You can kind of see right there, there's two bulges on each side. One there and one there. That's also a sign that it's a boy. If that's a girl, she'll get about half again bigger than that, but they can lay eggs at this size, believe it or not. Anywhere between 8 and 12 is a common amount. They're really cute little babies when they come out. They're really, really cute. And they get really quite a bit bigger than this too.
What are you feeding them at this size?
Now these guys here eating chicken. They eat chicken, mice, rats. They eat turkey. You said you fed yours what?
Turkey balls.
Turkey balls, not literally turkey balls.
But like turkey, minced
turkey. There's a big. So they are.
Yeah.
So you're literally feeding them turkey balls?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say there's a big thing now that they sell turkey balls to eat. I personally have never eaten a turkey ball. I eat almost every other part of a turkey, but I've never eaten one of those. So a lot of people when they talk about turkey balls, it's ground up turkey and they feed them in chunks. But
yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. What did you think I was talking about, Jay?
I'm dead serious. There's a thing you can buy turkey balls.
Oh, okay.
I'm not making it up. Google it after you're done watching this video and after you hit that like button. It's a big thing right now. So I thought you were serious about it. Yeah. So I always recommend when you use ground up turkey that you use plenty of calcium and with some D3 in it because it does help them make sure they don't get metabolic bone disease. These are real healthy ones. If they weren't, their heads would be kind of roundy and puffy. But these guys are just fat and healthy and looking good. And,
very chill, very calm.
They come from Africa. They come from a pretty big span of Africa. They're really cool. They have a close relative called a Kaye Monitor. We have a couple babies. We'll have to go get one and show everybody.
That'd be cool.
And we'll show the difference. We're going to give away a t-shirt for whoever ends up naming your monitor.
Oh, that would be cool.
Okay, a Living the Dream t-shirt. Kay's going to sign it. I'm going to sign it. We're going to send it to you. So
that'd be awesome.
We're going to do a lot of naming animals at the channel here in the next month or two because I just keep realizing that some of my favorite animals don't even really have a name.
Yeah.
I mean, snake? Anyway, let's go grab something else and check it out, you guys. The cool lizards, right? Okay, so these are baby Kaye monitors / really white throats. There's different kinds. It's funny, the black on the throat, and they call them white throats. Don't ask me. I still haven't figured all that out. But they're a type of Kaye monitor. They're very awesome. Of course, we talk about Cape. We're talking about Cape, South Africa. These are captive born, captive bred. They're going to be absolutely gorgeous. Oh, wow. I wish I had a big adult. I have a couple big adults, but they're not here right now because I bought them and they're going to get shipped in the next week or so.
And how big do these typically get?
They get much bigger than a Savannah. Savannah will get up to about 4 feet. These will get up to about 6 feet. And they're really beautiful. This particular species is a little bit smaller than that. True Kaye monitor, the black throats get like 6 feet solid and weigh like 75 pounds. Are really impressive.
It's crazy how small they start off.
It's beautiful, right? I think it was that one just bit me a minute ago.
Oh, really? Aww.
These are really, really cool because these are not only captive born, they're from parents captive bred. So I picked this area to film for a reason, you guys. So
how come?
Water monitors, there you go. So this is gonna be a big water monitor cage. And if you guys ever gonna set up a lizard for breeding, the cage has everything that's required. See, it has a high spot for heat. so it can go up there and get really warm, but yet it can still be cooler down here. For a water type monitor, this gives it a place to swim right here. The most important thing if you're going to breed them, this is going to be a nest box. It'll have a heat pad in here, and what they do is they come in and dig to the bottom, lay their eggs, and eventually we end up with little babies. Now these guys here are dry. They come from a dry, arid area, so they're going to not be wanting a big cage full of water. Are those cute or what? Look at that.
So cute.
So pretty. Look at their tails. They're all banded, nice and beautiful. They look really similar to Savannah Monitor, like this one especially in this little area, but then you look at the tail being banded, they're real high definition. They've got this black section on their throat, a white throat monitor, get a load of that, right? And then they got the real dark line on their neck, behind their eyes, some of the stuff that makes them different than a Savannah, and of course they get much bigger than a Savannah. And their head shape, they have, I don't know if you can tell in this little guy, but you see he's got this little bump right here. Well, that gets more and more pronounced, and that's a lot different on Savannahs. They don't have that bump right in the bottom of their lip. But they both come from Africa, and they're both really cool animals. Okay, so if it's getting loud at all, it's because we have a whole bunch of people having what? We got a little crew over here, half of them left. Because I kept telling them, shh. He's what you call a big, good size. How big was the one?
3 feet longer than him and 50 pounds heavier.
We've had him for a while. We got him from another store. He's always had some spots on him. These guys here are really cool. They're actually the second largest, longest monitor in the world. Komodo's the longest. Asian water monitors are the second heaviest. But these guys here get really long, like they say up to 10 feet. I've never seen a 10-footer.
Wow.
They're actually one of the most dangerous, I mean up to Komodo dragons, because they have really sharp cutting teeth.
Oh, wow.
Unlike most monitors, a lot of monitors have sharp teeth, but they're more for grabbing. And for some reason, crocodile monitors' teeth are made for cutting. It's probably, what I think it is because they eat a lot of birds. So when they eat a lot of birds, birds literally have feathers and they're like bulletproof vests. So they got this layer, they have to get through that layer in order to get to the actual bird to kill it when they're trying to strike at it when it's taken off. So those long teeth really work well at that. But one time I had one that was a little one and it was totally tame, and somebody was telling me how they're all mean, and I thought, and I was real grumpy. I ran in there, I popped the cage open, slid it open, petted him on the top of his head and woke him up. And he bit me.
Oh my God.
He literally stunk his teeth in me for a second, opened his eyes, realized that I wasn't a rodent, feel like he betrayed me. And I didn't know what to do, but at the end of the day, I got really lucky because his head just went like this, and he made a perfect Zorro in my finger, but not bad enough to need stitches because he was only about that big.
Oh my
but
gosh.
it was all the way to the bone, a perfect Z. That brings me to the point what we got in our hand. So what we got, the baby white throat / Cape monitor. Cape is in South Africa because all the white throats and all that come from South Africa area. See the difference in the head? And then you can remember when I was saying about the lip, you see it's got a little fat lip thing right there. That's normal. Savannahs don't have that. The tails on a Savannah don't have that really cool banding. So there's a lot of difference between the two, although if there are species of them that start to look closer and closer to each other, the way it works when all these different subspecies is they go from one area to the next area and they just keep changing more and more, looking like another animal. So, but really cool. And let's go look at that Croc Monitor. So he is literally not excited about being out of his enclosure. A lot of people don't realize it's really used to being in their enclosures and they like their enclosures. That is kind of like a fairy tale. People think, oh, they're in a small enclosure, but like we have a rhino iguana that'll charge the glass. You put your hand there and go bite it. But you open it up, take the glass, throw it away, and it's gonna live there. You know, and come right back to it. Well, Salk loves his enclosure. Tim.
No, he loves it.
He loves his enclosure. Feed him to take him out, kind of, right?
Right.
And then what does he want to do? Climb right back in. With these guys, I do not recommend them as pets in any stretch of the imagination. They have the ability, I could tell you story after story of 50, 80, 100 stitches. I know 2 people's hands that don't work correctly anymore from getting bit by him. I don't want to be that person. Tim's not going to be that person. What we do is, like, if he's acting real funny, we use a binary object like this. It's not going to hurt him. He's not going to bite it. it's not warm like a person or a rodent. It's like a rock. He doesn't run around biting rocks. So a lot of times people wonder what tools are for. Well, tools have a purpose. We'll probably use the rubber side in this because he's not a snake. And we're gonna try to coach him over, and hopefully we can get him to settle back down a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, he's got this incredible tail. It's kind of a little bit prehensile. He can't hang on or nothing, but he kind of, I think he balances when he's running through the trees. Salk has always had these scars on him. I don't know what they're from exactly, but ever since we had him from, we didn't get him as a baby. We got him about what, Tim, 4 feet long? About 4 feet long, maybe a little bit bigger. Those have just been there. I don't know if it's from captivity or if he came in from the wild that way, but at the end of the day, it doesn't seem to spread, doesn't seem to do anything. He's doing really, really well. Now, he's not happy today for some reason. We got a bunch of people standing in the background watching because we want to make sure that he actually can cut people up.
Yes.
So, Kaye, this isn't even one I'm going to play with too much, but he's acting a little upset, so we're going to respect him because we're going to basically get him back into his enclosure and let him relax. The first swim did not go that well.
No, yeah.
The good news is we got him out without freaking him too much out, so he's like, he's returning to his old self,
Yeah.
which is never been a teddy bear. They're incredible animals. Tim, I can't seem to remember. They come from Papua New Guinea, right? Is there any place else they come from?
No.
So that's the only range.
Wow.
They actually live with Asian water monitors in the same area too. These guys live up in the trees. Like I said, they eat birds. I'm sure that's why they got long teeth. And as you can see, look at the length of this tail. They can swim really well, even
How
though their
many
tail's
feet is
round.
this guy right now?
8.5.
8.5 feet.
So there-
he's huge.
So there you go, 8.5 feet. So when I said 10 footers, no problem.
Yeah.
So look at that. So look at that. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
That is so cool.
So it's a pretty incredible beast. It is truly a dragon. They lay eggs. I'm not going to pull on his tail because I wanted to feel, that's funny. Look at that. I wanted to feel like we're not pushing him around, and
Yeah.
we're trying to give him a space. We're going to have to take him back to his enclosure. So he's looking at me funny like, no, you don't have to take me back to my enclosure. Okay, come on. So we're going to let him take us back to his enclosure. Come on, Salk. Salk, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, boy. As you can see, he has no real desire to get me. He's just not a pet lizard. No other way to put it. But he is an awesome, awesome, awesome animal. And we're real happy to have him here at the Reptile Zoo. Now, this isn't what we do every day, you guys. This is, you know that when you see that thing on the internet? This is what we do, and then it has a picture of you holding a puppy, and this is what you think you're doing, it's a grizzly bear?
Right.
This is really the grizzly bear. We actually had one bite Tim one time, a little one, and it bit him right in the back of his leg, and he would have been like, what, 25, 30 stitches, but we taped him up. If you're my insurance company, you didn't hear that. Tim and I are like family, so it was more like taping I sewed my daughter's finger up once too. But anyway, we can't let anything happen because this is obviously important to us, and what we do is for education, it's more important than anything else. So we want to make sure that we're careful. That's why all these people are being cautious, and that's why I'm having Kaye stand a little further back. She's not even probably scared at all, but she's an animal lover, to say the least. I'm going to scoop him up. I'm going to let Tim finish it all up because this is actually Tim's little dog. Come on, buddy.
I have a lot of respect for that little dog.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So we usually scoop them up like so. And there you go. And if I look like I'm scared for the first time ever, it's because I am. So look at that beast. So he's a little bit wondering what's going on, but I'm trying to be in a position that he can't get me. And his enclosure's not that big, but he sure loves it. What do you think, Kaye?
Amazing.
Living the dream, guys. Monster. Okay, coming back this way. Unfortunately, I'm smart enough to know that if anything goes wrong, guess who's going to get it? It won't be anybody around here. There we go. So this here is called a ghoul's eye, and it's really cool. Comes from Australia. Sand monitor is another name for them. They're quite prevalent. Guess where they live, you guys? In the sand. Isn't that cool? He looks a lot like an Argus monitor. You can see the lines on his face. This one here is a young girl. Oh, young girl. She's an old girl, actually. We've had her over a long time.
Oh, yeah?
She's pretty neat. Yeah. Australia has a lot of really cool monitors. Some of my favorite monitors on the earth come from Australia, and I need to get them. Of course, you know how it is. The ones you can't get are the ones you want, right?
Yeah, that's how it always is.
What is that, right? It's like It's like the girl you always wished you dated or something, and you get the better one, but you don't really care because it's not the one you wanted. Anyway, in life you should look at the grass by you because it's probably greener than over there anyway.
Yes.
And this is one of the cool monitors that I do get to have. There are some Australian monitors that I want to get at some point. And of course, what's your favorite monitor? We'd like to hear that, right?
Comment down below.
Comment below, and hope to see you guys more and more and more on Wednesdays because Wednesdays are the day.
Yeah.
So let's go play with some more lizards.
Sounds great. Let's
Monitor
do it.
lizards, that is. This is called a Santa Isabella Island monitor. They weren't even described for, when I first started reptiles, they didn't even know about them. And then when they were around, they didn't even know what they were for a while. And they finally classified them, but they come from the Solomon Island region. A lot of people mistake them for peach throats. I was pretty excited because they came available, pretty readily available for a little while, so I grabbed one. Just look at the eyeball, it's really different.
Wow. She has such an interesting looking face.
Yeah, they're really interesting. They look really prehistoric looking with that sharp nose and snout.
Yeah.
And I had to show you guys this, right?
Yes, so cool. So
yeah.
cool. Well, thank you so much for taking us through all the monitors. That was really awesome.
Having fun?
Yes, having a great time. Everyone, make sure you subscribe and thumbs up for the video. Make sure you check out Jay's channel and my channel, and we'll see you guys next time for Jay and Kaye Wednesdays.
And we're gonna be living the dream. Don't
Living
worry.
the dream always.
We're gonna dig up some cool new next video because you know why? Because you guys are gonna tell us in the comments, oh, what are you dying to see? We got a big giant reptile zoo. Let's make it happen.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Peace out, guys.
That's the first monitor lizard.
B-roll, B-roll.
B-roll.
We got Grumpy here. Look, she wants another bite.
She wants another bite.
Maybe it tastes good.
I think so.
Apparently.
Oh my gosh, she got me good.